As I walked out in the streets of Laredo, as I walked out in Laredo one day, I spied a young cowboy all wrapped in white linen. All wrapped in white linen. Here we go. Prasanna's here. Cora Nightmare. Indo. Rerum Trading. Spencer. Hi, Morgan. Krusty Bomb is here. And Niall. In the halls of madness dwells a mad philosopher. That's pretty good. I like that. I like that name. Well done. And Nick and Fluffy and Nolan. Nolan, now whenever I see your name, pal, I was thinking of you just the other day. Whenever we're watching Invincible, I don't know if you're with us at the Goosh, but whenever we're watching Invincible and Debbie says something about Nolan, it's like, what did Nolan do? He didn't kill a bunch of other superheroes. He was with us the whole time. Stormstar and Kenji and Waleed. Let's see. First notification you got? Wow, Johnny. Like I say, if you guys did get a notification, I would like to pass along apologies from Susan. She didn't mean to notify you guys. It was just an accident. Yeah, it is funny though, knowing how much you guys are a part of my life, because that's as soon as she says that name, it just clicks back to the streams. Hey, Aiden's here. He says, just got my first COVID shot. Scared because the questionnaire, it said that I should take warning if I have autoimmune and I have an autoimmune disease. Best thing to do there, Aiden, is definitely get with your doctor, especially before you get the second one. Just clear it with them. By now, I mean, your doctor knows exactly what is in the shots, what the shots are designed to do, and the what I've been able to understand is if you get it, and obviously there are some autoimmune diseases that are telling people not to get it, but if you can get it, it tends to, if your autoimmune system is not particularly, if your immune system is not particularly active or effective, it just basically typically means you're going to get less in the way of side effects because your immune system isn't effectively fighting it. But before you get the second one, I would definitely just check with your doctor. You know, and even if you don't have a regular doctor, if you go online there's so many different places now that you can do consultations online at very reasonable prices. If you describe what your condition is to any legitimate doctor, they should be able to tell you whether it's a good idea to continue or not. I actually like that one, Taco Dude. I'd never heard this one. He says, what is Michael Jackson's pronouns? Hee hee. That's pretty good. I love shit like that. Solaris, hey everyone, how's your day been? Lovely day for me. Good day now. Those of you over at the Goosh know I posted something about this. I had a ridiculous day a couple nights ago. Is your and Dimension Master's talking about exactly what I was gonna say. He says your heater saved, Curtis. I'll give you guys the quick, brief rundown. I posted a link at the Goosh to the gang showing them we made national news because we had some horrific flash flooding here. I wasn't in the center of it. It was on all sides of me. It was the main street by us was completely closed down. It was just a rush of water. It was a waterfall. But I have a sump pump in my basement for just such an occasion. Yeah, fucking sump pump quit. And it quit late enough in the day, there were no stores open to go get another one. They had all the travel shut down in the whole area. Fortunately, my son-in-law, who lives several miles away, had a pump, put it in a backpack and biked over here to get it to me. So now I spent that whole night, because it wasn't a sump pump, it's a regular pump. So you can't let a regular pump just keep going, it'll burn itself out. So what I had to do was I spent the entire night, every 20 minutes, going back down and plugging the pump back in, go upstairs, close my eyes a little, walk around, whatever, 20 minutes later, go down. While I was doing that, I was fitting in doing the day's videos for the following day because I knew the next day I was going to be tied up. Got the videos done. I ordered a new sump pump from Home Depot that night, but again, it was too late to actually go up and get it. So 6 o'clock the next morning, I was at Home Depot's door, got the sump pump, put it in, no problems. Now the sump pump is working. But then I spent all day yesterday trying to resuscitate my water heater because it got overwhelmed with water and it was having none of it, unfortunately. So now I had to go out and buy another water heater, and I put that in last night. I didn't want to give it another day of drying out because I didn't think it was going to work. And I wanted, Brax is working a job now. I don't know if I told you guys that. Spaz Kid is working at a local warehouse for the summer. He's got to work in the morning. My wife's got to work in the morning. It's like, you guys don't want to be taking cold showers. So I went and put in a new water heater, and we're back to status quo for now. The water is still coming into our basement slowly. A couple days later, and we're not an area, or our house specifically is not prone to flooding. I mean, it will obviously if we get an excess of water, but it's not like it's something we have issue with. It's like, holy, what a couple of days, holy fuck! But now the good news. Oh, I got to share this with the gang over at the Goosh. Way back early June, when the playoffs were first starting, the NBA playoffs, I found out that my Bucks, I'm a big Bucks fan, they were 5.5 to 1 to win. I'm like, that seems long. I think they're as good as anybody except maybe Brooklyn. I thought Brooklyn might be better, but that's it. So Brax and I had been at the casino, and I won a couple $100. So I put that couple $100 on the Bucks to win it all. And last night they won it all. So now I got a ticket worth $1,300. So it almost paid for the new water heater and Brax's car needing brakes and and an alternator earlier in the week. Yeah, Wolverine says Susan's sex life is one big joke. Tengu says military was dumping big bags full of sand by the riverbank over here across the pond, but also flooding nonsense. There's been flooding so many places. Jesus Christ. It got so bad here. We had that horrific storm, but it's because it's been raining every goddamn day this summer. So the ground was just completely soaked. So as soon as you got that heavy rain, it just went everywhere. Here's one from Jake. What did 50 Cent do when he got hungry? 58. Fuck off, Train. Train, you don't even get to come enjoy jokes. Let's go fuck out of here. Yeah, that's good. I like that. Morgan says, the other manager I work with is on vacation, so I'm running an entire division of about 100 people by myself. R.I.P. Yikes, Morgan. Holy crap. Well, if things get out of hand, just put us up on a big screen there somewhere, and I'll whip them all in line. Poor Morgan. Then you have to go home and explain to your husband why you have to go look for a new job. Johnny says, Giannis put on one of the best finals performances in a long time. That was fun to watch. I tell you what, that was as good as it gets, Johnny. I was saying last night watching it, that was Jordan-esque. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm a Bucks fan, not a Bulls fan. But Jordan's the greatest player I've ever seen. And I'm not comparing him career-wise to Jordan. I'm just saying he reminded me of Jordan in the fact that last night Giannis just said, you know what? I'm going to go nuts. I'm going to score, and you can't stop me. And they couldn't stop him. They just couldn't stop him. Ivan says, petition to send Susan after the train. I'll sign. Absolutely. Oh, Rosa. Oh, here's the first brutal one of the day. I take a shot at cracking a joke with you, but I already took my shots at the black kid in the mall. Rosa, Jesus. Morgan says, laugh my ass off. Whip, I like that line of thinking. Mama berries. Hey, my name's Raheem. I found this phone in the lost and found, and this is the only somewhat identifiable app. Someone know the owner of this phone, and how can I contact them? Well, I'm assuming that isn't the real Mama Berry's phone because Mama Berry's isn't with us anymore. Sticky Sauce says Space Jam 2 has enraged fans who did not like that Lola Bunny is no longer sexy. This in itself raises many questions. It does, Sticky Sauce. It does. You know what? I don't care about on the surface. I don't care about the change in character. I think that the rationale for it is kind of infantile. Because it was over-sexualization. She was a hot bunny. It would fucking break you think too much about shit. I mean, well, again, everybody's so concerned about being politically accurate. We can't look. You can't objectify women. It's a bunny with big tits. Get over it. Special Olympics says, how can you tell if your doctor is gay? If he puts both hands on your shoulders during a prostate exam. I've heard that one before. I haven't heard that one in years, but I like that one. Oh. Ah. D. Brian. Oh. What do you call a necrophilic gangbang? Cracking open a cold one. What the hell? I should be writing these down. Mad Max says, why did the chicken cross the road? Because the chicken behind it didn't know how to socially distance properly. Well done, Mad Max, and topical. What the hell, Krusty? Did you know that your back can withstand 9 times more damage than your front? That's why, if you want to fuck someone over, do it from behind. You can get away with more bullshit. Jesus. Morgan says, not now. If we don't accept bestiality, we're bigots. That's where we're headed now, right? Yeah, Morgan. Oh, I mean, it's just... Again, if you wanted to change the character's design, and I don't care. It's not... The big-titted bunny doesn't really do anything for me. It's just that, at least that's... I don't know if it was officially stated, but it was certainly heavily rumored that they changed it because Lola Bunny was an over-exaggeration, and they didn't want to send impossible standards and stuff to girls. And it's like, come on, stop. It's a goddamn cartoon bunny. And part of the humor was the fact that it was a bunny with huge tits. But you got to be careful about what you think is humor. Remember. None of that. Might hurt somebody's feelings. Let's see. Sticky Sauce Gadget says, Gadget from Rescue Rangers created more furries than Lola. She has her own cult in Russia. This is real. Russia worships the cartoon mouse. Nice. Nice. Because, of course, Russia. Oh, Prasanna. That one's brutal, too. Have you ever tried Ethiopian food? Neither have they. Oh. That's like the old joke that it was just as horrible. What do you call an Ethiopian with a piece of lettuce on his head? A quarter pounder. Yeah. Yeah, that's elbow shrink, elbow grow, knee shrink. Knee. Special Olympics. I'm not even saying it. Yeah, Big Green, no fun allowed. Exactly. I just, well, you guys know, and I know most, there's always somebody with a different opinion, but most of you agree with me. It's just, nobody can take a joke anymore. If anything is considered it doesn't even have to be edgy. It can be a something as benign as a cartoon bunny with big tits. I mean, that is part of the humor. I always thought, anyway, that's one of the things that was funny about the original, was that Lola Bunny was this ultra seductive, big titted vixen. That's funny. Apparently, it's not funny by today's standards. What if somebody got offended by that? Then what would we do? Jesus. Squidward says, I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees. And for some goddamn reason, they are speaking Vietnamese. I don't know why that made me laugh so much. Good point, Timothy. Timothy says, I don't care that much because there's plenty of big titty bunnies on the internet. That's true. That's true. Rule 34. Was it 43 or 34? Rule 34, right? Sometimes struggle a little bit with dyslexia, apparently. Tengu says, what are my stances on abortion? Hard to decide. On the one side, it kills children. On the other, it gives women a choice. Jesus. Yeah. Yikes. Of course, I'm going to write down that Vietnam joke. Yeah. Big Green says, funny for normal people, fat material for furries. And even that, who cares? Let him fap a little to Lola. That ain't hurting anybody else. Well, I do think, though, that there is a certain sector of society that just is offended by fun, period. Oh, no. Philip says, no joke. I actually saw an article. Laughter is the new weapon of the far right. Why can't they just come out and admit they just hate fun? Yeah, exactly, Philip. I'm sure it goes into some point, because that's, we know that the buzzwords now are fascist and or Nazi. So I'm sure there's somebody that'll up that by saying laughter is the new Hitler, or laughter is the new form of fascism. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure it will be. I mean, we need to start, and I'm going to talk about this. We'll have to do this in one of the podcast streams. We need to start a movement where we can have some universal signal, some universal way on social media when we see somebody who's offended just for the sake of being offended, of mocking them with something that will be applicable to all. So you could just have like a one emoji or one sentence retort. We'll have to come up with something good. And then we need to start that movement. And then when you see it, Twitter, Facebook, wherever, where somebody's being overly or just looking for a reason to be offended, then we plug that comment in. Chicken Man says, hey Curtis, how you doing? Doing good. Also, have you seen the Fanta Hitler commercial? No, I haven't seen that one. Kaiser says, what happens when your mother's brother dies in an explosion? Bombs your uncle. I don't know. I think Pepe is overused, though, isn't he, Krusty? We gotta have something like that. That would be good, to just have a one phrase or a simple way of just saying you're a pussy looking to be offended. I had somebody the other day. I went around with them in the comment section. Then obviously it was, again, just somebody desperate for attention, so I had to get rid of them. But decided that because I had made a comment about, who was it? The Batman style superhero from Invincible. I made a comment as I was watching it. I said, welfare Batman. I was like, oh, no, well, that one's already taken. Comes in and says, welfare Batman is racist as fuck. And I wrote back and said, yeah, welfare's not a race, you fucking moron, or something along those lines. But again, there are people out looking to be offended. That's all they do. And they're as useless as a human can be. Squidward says, I've heard that Disney has to change the name of Boba Fett ship, the Slave One, because the word slave offends people. That would be exactly what I'm talking about. That would fit precisely. I agree, Morgan. She says, biggest joke is SJW Twitter and SJW TikTok. Yeah, I agree. And again, you have these little pockets of echo chambers where they just try and one-up one another with how offended they are. And it is. I mean, you see it all the time on social media. It's like a badge of honor for somebody to come up with something that is offensive, that nobody ever thought of being offensive before, because they can get a lot of accolades from the other fucking morons. Jake says, a white and black kid were arguing about whether God is white or black. So they asked, and God said, I am what I am. White kid said, see, told you he's white. If he was black, he would have said, I is what I is. Oh, you guys are extra brutal today. Mistress says, can I become a slave? You get free housing as a slave in a lot of cases. Yes, I've heard that and I agreed, Farhan. Dark humor is like food. Not everyone gets it. Not everyone has a specific taste for it. Ben says, God bless America, except Florida. Fuck Florida. Do you live in Florida, Ben? It just kind of sounds like it. Prasanna says, my ODM gear came loose. I had to tighten it. Morgan says, and the shitty thing is I'm 26 and my generation is largely involved in this SJW nonsense. So if hubby or I voice our views, which aren't even super conservative, we're bigots or something. Yeah, I know, Morgan. You fall, and just from, because Morgan and I are friends on Facebook, so we see each other's posts and stuff. Gives me an idea. I know we're basically where Morgan lies politically, and she is far from an SJW and far from from an ultra conservative. She's just, to me, somebody that's just going about their lives with a very open mind and just you don't hurt me, I don't hurt you way of looking at things. But that's not allowable to a lot of people online. You must toe the line. And that works for both sides, the extreme right and the extreme left. If you can't toe the line right down the line, well, we don't have any use for you then. No thinking for yourself. Stop that. Let's see. What's big, white, and can take 6 black rods from behind at once, pervy sage. Sharon Gontel says, yow! Oh, oh, man. Poor Jiraiya. I've heard that one. Not cabbage? What do you call a lesbian dinosaur? A licholotopus. I'd like to be a licholotopus, just based on the name, but the puss just doesn't freaking make itself available. It doesn't want to play. Freddie says, about a year ago, I heard that people were getting offended with the word paisano because they thought it meant peasant. Jesus Christ. Even I know paisano means friend. But that's what it is, Freddie, is I mean, people, hey, Freddie took over as Stream Boss, too. People, honestly, and it's a significant number of people now, go out of their way looking for a reason to be offended because it gets them accolades from others who are looking to be offended. Barry says, good morning, Vietnam. Wait, where's the rice fields? Good old Robin Williams. I do miss him. It's rare for a celebrity death to affect me as much as Robin Williams did because I was a huge fan of him. Scooter says a German, Italian, and Japanese person walk into a bar, and the rest is history. Okay, well put. Special says, Curtis, help. The mods won't stop peeing on me. Why do you want help? That's a badge of honor in here, pal. If you're getting mod pee, it's a sign of affection here. Really, Dizzy says, friend in Russian means drug. I guess in certain circles in America, that the same is true. Friend means drug. Depending on, who you hang with, what your interests are. Big Green says, nobody likes a snitch, Spaz deal. Now open up wide. Well played. Prasanna says, most of these SJWs are Westerners, and they expect the whole world to adhere to their sensibilities. Absolutely. It's ironic because that makes them more racist than the people they call racist. I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, and it's just like when they make generalities about, for instance, let's go with the supposed voter suppression. Now, when you say that they're eliminating polling areas in certain key locations, then yes, you're targeting a certain group. But when you say, and I've seen plenty of people on the far left saying it all over social media, that requiring ID discriminates against people of color, that's one of the most racist fucking things I ever heard. Because I don't know, maybe the people of color I know don't fall into their worldview, but I have a lot of friends who are in minority groups, people of color, Hispanic, whatever, however you want to describe it. I don't know any of them that has any issue with getting an ID any more than I do. I just don't know who these people, why they think that certain demographics are unable to function in society. Again, if you're talking about taking away polling booths, then yes, that's bullshit. But when you're just talking about needing an ID, and they say that's targeted at keeping the minority vote down, isn't that kind of like demeaning and insulting? It struck me that way anyway. Rosa says, my mom is Venezuelan, so I'm half Venezuelan. I used to be a big socialist, SJW, so mom took me to Venezuela, where she used to live, and said, this is what you're going to accomplish with your life. Wow. Wow, Rosa, that had to be an eye-opener. Holy crap. Wow. It's even like, you know what I thought, too? And again, this is just my initial impression. Like the NFL playing, I forgot the name of the song, but they call it the Black National Anthem. I don't have a problem with them playing it. But I must have looked at it differently than most do, because as soon as they said Black National Anthem, I was like, wait a second. Black people in America are part of our national anthem too. It's just like you just excluded them from it. That's how it hit me. It's like, holy shit. That's one of the most racist things I've ever heard. And then it was like, no, it's a celebration, because our national anthem apparently they feel isn't being inclusive enough, so they need their own, and that's fine, but that's not how it struck me. I was like, damn, you just said black people are not part of America as far as being covered by the same national anthem the rest of us are. That really hit me as odd. I'd be interested to see. I don't know if they've done it. I'd love to see if they would have taken a poll of people of color and ask them what they think about that, because that just seemed demeaning to me. Yes, true. Prasanna says, careful, Curtis, you're an old white guy, so any criticism you give is racist. Absolutely. I'm aware, pal. You're right. Father Anderson says, here's my best joke. So I called the suicide hotline in Iraq. You wouldn't believe it. They got excited and asked if I could drive a truck for them. Of course they did. Rosa says it was indeed quite the eye-opener. Probably a day that I'll never forget. I can't even imagine. She's talking about going to Venezuela, where her mom was born. I can't even imagine. Oof. Morgan says, what has ears but doesn't listen? You're elected officials. Ain't that the truth? Ben Thomas says, what's the difference between a blonde and a mosquito? The mosquito stops sucking after you smack it. I've heard that one. I like that one. Mistress says, yeah, it's racist and the real national anthem includes everyone, so it's BS. Yeah, and I don't have a problem with them playing the song. To me, it just struck me as excluding black people when you say it's the black national anthem. If you had said, it's a song that raises up black people, it's a song of pride for black people, I get all that. But it's just the way they worded it to me was like, whoa, black people are Americans just like white people like me. But now I get what they were trying to get at anyway. But it just struck me as, in the immediacy of hearing it, was like, that's pretty racist right there. The madman says socialism isn't far enough. Communism is where it's at. Revive Karl Marx and make him the president. BTG says America. That is the joke. I hate the fact that that assessment has become so close to truth. I've heard that one too, Squidward. Stop making 9/11 jokes. My dad died there. At least he died doing what he loved, flying planes. Oh, oh, Vanterlex. He says this one's really dark. Sorry. When somebody prefaces it with that, it's going to be good. I'm really sick of all these mosque shootings. Just picture all those poor people on the sidewalk without cab drivers. Damn, dude. Yeah. Timothy says, when my gal gets pregnant, it's going to be near impossible to not make a hi pregnant, I'm Tim when she tells me. Oh yeah, that might be the classic dad joke. The hi, whatever, fill in whatever they just said, I'm dad, or your name. That, I think, Timothy, would either be that one is the penultimate classic one, or are you working hard or hardly working? And my dad did use both of those endlessly, ad nauseum. Jake says a Chinese couple, come on, Curtis. A Chinese couple had a black baby and named it something Wong. I've heard that one too. I like that one. Three Nazis walked into a bar, Philip says. Damn it, the captain wanted prisoners. Oh. Now Cabot says an Irishman walks out of a bar. That's the joke. That's good. Okay, that's quality. Barry says, "What's got two legs and can walk?" Stephen Hawking, "I lied about being able to walk." What the hell? That's awful. Oh, shit, poor Stephen. Oh, God. That's terrible. Really? Chrome says, "I've actually been to Venezuela on holiday once when I was really little. I'm sure I've still got some souvenirs from there as well." Yeah, now, so that would have been back when they were doing well before everything turned to shit, right, Chrome? If I remember my chronology properly. Chrome says, yes, Karl Marx, let him normalize knocking up your maid and kicking her to the street. Talking about the Jewish question and more. Funny progressives follow that lazy bum. Well, yeah, you're right, Chrome. Not really all that funny. Not really all that surprising, anyway. We had that one basically, Jay. Yeah, the difference between a whore and a mosquito. The mosquito will stop sucking if you slap it. Leslie, what did the toaster say to the slice of bread? "I want you inside me." Ah, I like that. Sharon Gontail says, "What do you call an Aryan midget with a jewelry obsession?" "A blue eyes white baggins." That's pretty good. I like that. Hey, we got some good ones today. Paul, did I say it right? Paul or Paul? Ephraim says, "I don't know much about Switzerland, but their flag is a big plus." That was good. I've heard this one too, Andrew. "What's the worst thing about breaking up with a Japanese girl? You have to drop the bomb twice before they get the message." It wasn't that was embedded into their DNA unwillingly. Freddie says, "What is the reason for calling Latinos aliens? I'm curious about that." You're talking about, when they're saying that, it's only typically used in the context of being in the country illegally. Because if you're here illegally, then you're considered alien to the nation because you again, you didn't follow the procedure to be here illegally. That's all. Rosa says, "Because we come from outer space, get on our level, noob." Yeah, that's right, Rosa. It was completely on the nose description. How Hispanics came from deep space. Big Green says, "Because they speak a strange language." What's an essay? This is fun today. You guys are good. Persona says, "What do you call an Indian in a Ferrari?" "Curry in a hurry." He says it's funny because I'm Indian. That's a good one, though. I like that. Curry in a hurry. That's good. A lot of new ones today that I haven't heard before. Let's see. BTG says, "I knew Latinos had been holding out on spaceships." Yeah. Hook us up with that technology. And do the Latino spaceships like have hydraulics where they can bounce them and stuff and everything? Because I like that. I think that's cool. Wolverine, why is 8 afraid of 7? 7 is a registered 6 offender. Chrome says, so that's what gringos mean. It's a reference to them being green-blooded Martians. Kaiser says, when can we be offended? Oh, Kaiser, it seems like any point over anything, apparently. I know, me too. Big Green says, loving the groaner jokes today. Keep them coming. Well, you guys know that I love groaners. That's what she said. Leslie says, give it to me, she yelled. I'm so wet, give it to me now. She could scream all she wanted, but I was keeping the umbrella. That's a good one, Leslie. I like that. And Tengu, all right, that's one of the best follow-ups we've had to a joke today. He says, "No wonder UFOs look like sombreros." Well played, Tengu. That was well played. Squidward says, "What not to call a Japanese man from the '40s a boomer?" oh, oh man. Jesus Christ, Sean Gontails. I like my lovers to be like Seto Kaiba, rich on daddy's money, plays card games, and underage. Yeah. Is FBI? We have a FBI user in here all the time. If FBI's in here, that one's going to be a problem. Nova Tatsu says 2 midgets won the lottery and get hookers. One can't go through with it and kicks her out. He hears his friend grunting all night. Turns out he couldn't get on the bed. Oh. You know what I like most about that joke? It was such a roundabout way to go to make that too short joke. They won the lottery and everything, got hookers. that went around the wrong way. Sean Gontail says, "Fuck, not again." Dragon says, "I tell a joke about trickle-down economics, but chances are 99% of you won't get it." That's well done, Dragon. That's well done. You guys are really original today. That's a good one. Zeno says, "What's the similarities between wine and kids?" Both are 10 years old and in my cellar. Jesus. Oh. Oh, God. Sticky Sauce says, "Humans have become pandas. Our world is now black and white." It's just, it's actually encouraging, at least when I come to these streams, and see that I'm not the only one who just thinks that our just hypersensitive society has gotten ridiculous. Excuse me. Leslie, this one's really good. I like this one too. What's the difference between kinky and perverted? Oh, hold on. I just lost you, Leslie. Where'd it go? No. Oh, yeah. I didn't get to read the punchline to everybody. It got retracted. That one was funny. I thought the scroll had moved and I lost it, but it got deleted. Disney says America really took the saying "the older the wiser" too seriously. And it's just like Morgan was outlining earlier. It's sad that you have so many people that are just over the top, the perpetually offended types, that so many of them are in one specific generation, because it does give like a black eye to the entire generation. And it's just, nothing is a blanket. There are so many people in every individual generation that contribute and are just doing everything they can to make the country and the society greater. But unfortunately, every generation gets lumped in with whatever their particular brand of Nimrods are. Sticky Sauce says most humans are fed up with SJWs. I like to think so. It's just media censors them. You don't, thankfully. Media censors it, so it seems SJW BS is supported far more than it actually is. I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that. We know that mainstream media, for the very large part, absolutely bows to every whim of the social media masses, of the social media bullies. There's no question about it. No question. Barry says, "I needed advice from my mom last night, so I sat down in the living room and asked her. What did she do? Sit on the fireplace mantel spewing smoke and ashes." Berries. Yikes. Tsunami says, "What's the difference between illegal and unlawful? Unlawful is the act of breaking the law. Illegal is a sick bird." Illegal. These are good. Well put, Chrome. She says, "You'll always have Puritans and people who want to control your thoughts. They'll just shroud it in some new garb every couple of decades." That's well put and accurate. Rosa says, "Why do people care if transgenders play in women's sports? It's not like anyone's actually going to watch them anyway, so let's boost the competition while we're on it." Sharon Gontail said that Masashi, I can never say his first name, Masashi Kishimoto got the idea for Naruto Hin signs after throwing Helen Keller off a bridge and watching how she cried for help. What the hell? Jesus. That's a good one, Toaster. Lovely Toaster says, how do you find a blind man at a nude beach? Don't worry, it's not hard. Jake says, kids asked if they could do something, and I said yes, so my wife lowered my security clearance, and now I'm not authorized to make those decisions. I think a lot of us have been there. Ben Thomas says, guys go to the doctors. Doctor said I got bad news and worse news. Guy goes, what's the bad news? Doctor goes, you got 24 hours to live. Guy goes, well, what's the worst news? I forgot to call you yesterday. Oh, yeah, that'd ruin your day. I thought I had a bad day because my basement flooded and I had to replace my water heater. That's worse. HT says, unpopular opinion. Fox girls are superior to cat girls. Would that be unpopular, HT? I don't know within that fandom. I see a lot of Fox girls around too. I don't know. That's not my thing. I like titties of any type, but that's not my thing, so I can't tell you for sure. But I see a lot of Fox girls. Oh, Jeff. What happens when you get water on a table? It becomes a pool table. Triangle says, how old's your son now? He's 21. He's at work right now. He's got, what's the 21st? So he's got about 3 weeks left till he goes back to college. And he works there because he's an RA on campus. But I got to admit, I've been impressed with the kid. I told him from the get-go, my thing with Brax has always been, childhood is too short as it is. I want you to remain a child as long as you can. You do not have to work, go out and get a job until you're done with college. And this summer, he got offered a job working in a furniture warehouse. And I told him, I said, it's entirely up to you. You do not have to work. I'll make sure you have whatever you need, just as we always have. He goes, no, I want to do it. I want to get out there. I want to work. I want to make my own money. And I'm really proud of him for it because it's not an easy job. He's out there grinding it. He comes home pretty whipped every day, and I'm proud of him for that. But that's where he is right now. He's at work. He's got a work ethic. Dragon says, let's think about this for a second. If trans people play in the WNBA, at least the games would be watchable. Be a lot more dunking too, Dragon. Not Cabbage says, a blind man walks into a bar, then a table, then a chair. Calvin says, read my joke, man. Guys, saying read my joke won't get your joke right. I just grab comments as they go, and now you wasted the one I saw, Calvin, on something that says read my joke, man. we don't let people spam. In other words, don't just keep pressing send on the same thing. But if you want to keep putting in the same joke, just give it a little time in between, and eventually, odds are good, it'll be one of the ones I catch. Willie says, what's stronger than family? The tree that killed Paul Walker. Oh. How do you know you're an irresponsible parent? Your kid's nose ring catches on your pubic hair. Oh, Jesus. Wow, Willie. It started out pretty rough, and then it got intense. Oh, man. Oh. Leslie says, I bet you can't tell me something that will make me both happy and sad at the same time, a husband says to the wife. She thinks about it for a moment and then responds, your penis is bigger than your brother. Yeah, I've heard that one. Leslie. I like that one. BTG says, what sort of job is that? Really grinding it, whipped every day? Does he happen to work in a basement that involves a lot of leather? No. My official response is no, of course not. Yeah, Krusty says it started rough, then it went full Sweet Home Alabama. Sweet Home Alabama, where we bang our sisters blue. Squidward says, what's stronger than family? AK-47 bullet. AK-47 bullet does not care. AK-47 show no mercy. Yeah. Big Green says, yeah, just put it in again. Don't waste the possibility of your comment being read on a Read My Joke comment. It seems that, well, I say it seems to happen a lot, but I can't say if it's a lot, because obviously if I didn't catch a comment, I wouldn't know if it's a lot or not. But that does seem to happen. Somebody will apparently have been posting something and just, I'm just not catching it as things scroll. But once they post something saying, hey, you missed my comment, or hey, read that, that's the one I see. Never fails. Chrome says you may leave Alabama, but Alabama will never leave your sister. Philip says, I take my wife everywhere. She still finds her way home. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Bukaki Tsunami says, I'm getting sick of eating airline food all the time, said the Malaysian shark. Yeah. Oh. Oh, this one's just depressing, Dragon. What do my dad and Nemo have in common? Neither one can be found. That's brutal. Oh, oh. Rosa says, you think it's funny transgender suicide rates are so high? Can't blame you, seeing how transparent the issue is. For those you don't know, and the only reason I share this is Rosa makes it publicly known. Rosa is transgender. Oh. Ventralex says, my daughter discovered my collection of furry porn today. As punishment, I shot the family dog. I'm not sure what she cried more over, the death or the fact I stuffed her inside and unzipped my pants. What the hell? Jesus Christ. Oh, that was terrible. Oh, okay, guys. Now here, this is a horrible pun, and you guys know what a major supporter I am of horrible puns. I dreamed about drowning in an ocean made out of orange soda last night. It took me a while to figure out it was just a fantasy. Let's see. Kaiser says, oh, Brax is in a furniture store while studying programming and gaming. I had a job in furniture shipping. Sadly, I didn't have a strong enough heart to lift the heavy stuff, so I was unable to keep it. Oh, that's too bad, Kaiser. Yeah, it's like you say, it's a demanding job. And he had actually yesterday, since he started, he said was the first chill day they had. They didn't have a ton going on. But the day he started, which seems to always be the case when you get a job like that, the day he started was unusually brutally heavy, of course. So that was his welcome into the world. But like I say, he's grinding it out. Paul says, I would love to see an episode of Master Roshi meeting Jiraiya. Oh yeah, Master Roshi would be reading his books for damn sure. I bet the girls of the whole multiverse would be in panic, and there'd be a lot of nose blood all over the ground. Lots. Lakes. Excuse me. Leslie says a woman walks out of the shower, winks at her boyfriend, and says, honey, I shaved myself down there. Do you know what that means? The boyfriend says, yeah, it means the drain is clogged again. Oh, come on. Okay, Dylan, well played. What do you call an immigrant getting into a fist fight with a pedophile? Alien versus Predator. At least this time there will be a clear and obvious rooting interest. Kick his ass, alien. Jake says, my mom asked me what has 30 teeth and can hold back the Hulk. My dad's pants zipper. Oh. And Andrew the Assassin. Here's another quality terrible pun. How much money does a pirate pay for corn? A buccaneer. Arg. Let's see. Shangan Tail says, when Naruto married Hinata, the term training got a whole new meaning. Shadow clones for extra fertility. Just sucks that Boruto was the fastest swimmer. Maybe Madara was right after all. Yeah. Oh, that was rough. Lovely Toaster says, I'm from the South and people love to make sweet home Alabama jokes. And I always love to reply, damn straight, my sister is the best damn way I've ever had, regardless of how true it is. Yeah, not committing to anything there. Well, what it is, Toaster, it goes back 9 years now. I'm a huge Notre Dame fan. Well, back in 2012, right before they went to the playoff system, Notre Dame played Alabama in the national championship game, and Alabama stomped the living piss out of them. So I've been on a basically 9-year bitch fest at Alabama. So any chance I get to make like inbred jokes or anything, it has to go towards Alabama because apparently I'm a little bitch. Spagio says, on behalf of the aliens, I'm offended. Not for real, of course. Barry says, aren't Fox girls just the female news anchors on the Fox network? If so, they're disqualified from any discussion, especially equal rights discussions, because they signed there's a way to work at Fox. I've heard that one, Jake. I like that one. What's blonde and dead in a closet? The hide and seek champ from 1995. All right, guys, I gotta go. I meant to tell you guys at the top I didn't have a ton of time for stream today. We hadn't done a joke stream in so long, and I got rewarded because this was a really good joke stream. We had some really quality jokes. We had some good stuff off the cuff, and we had some horrible puns. You can't ask for better than that. But I got to run down to a local city here and pick some stuff up. This was an absolute blast. And the worst thing about it is I see so many or read so many jokes during the streams that I'm like, that's a good one. I'm going to keep it. And the memory just will not do it anymore. That's most of the time. You guys know that I just joke about the memory loss from the post-concussion because might as well joke about it. It's there. There's nothing to do about it. But these are the times it pisses me off because there were some good ones today. Guys, thank you. Thanks very much for the stream. And because I had all those laughs, the sticky stuff today is particularly hilarious. I mean, as you're being showered in the sticky stuff, you're not only going to be, typically impressed, but it's also going to make you giggle. And now that I think about it, my sticky stuff has been making women giggle for quite some time. That's appropriate then. But here it comes. It's giggly sticky stuff. Pampu pampu. Sticky stuff for you. 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 Remember, put some of it in your official sticky stuff fanny packs whenever you need a laugh later in the day. Because we'll bang, okay? Flashly like Buggy. And as always, most importantly, and we just got it in time, Dragon says the only person on the planet who has managed to survive without a brain is Vince Russo. I can't disagree with that. I just can't. You guys know how I feel about Vince. That was the latest we ever got super chat in and still made it in time. And as always, most importantly, and is it always funny or never funny? Doesn't matter. It's all things to everyone. Goosh, 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 goosh. Goosh.